Hello to all you vacation rental pioneers out there. My name's Matt Landau, and this is Unlocked, the podcast series that introduces you to the world's leading vacation rental innovators by diving deep into one single key, one specific best practice or technique that opened the door and changed the game. Mike Harrington was the de facto head of VRMA up until a few hours after our conversation. He's also the president of Top Sail Realty, which is based in North Carolina, and it was hit by a pretty nasty hurricane back in September. Almost 75% of Mike's properties had damage, so this became a really pivotal learning experience for him and his team. Mike's big saving grace was trip insurance. And if you're the kind of person who thinks a natural disaster would never happen in your region, this episode is guaranteed to open your eyes. Here's me and Mike. My name's Matt Landau.
And this is Unlocked.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Mike Harrington, and I am a property manager in North Carolina, and also the de facto head of VRMA for another 4 hours.
And where are we sitting right now?
We are in Vegas, man.
And this is the VRMA International
Conference. We've had 100 attendees from 20 different countries, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. 100 attendees from 20 different countries.
That's right.
How many people in total?
Just over 1,800, 500 first-time attendees. That's just as big as a conference just 5 years ago, right? Or 6 years ago. So
is that directly indicative of an industry that's growing?
I think I had everything to do with that, so I'll take the full. No. Yeah, we're a pretty hot ticket. You know, the industry itself is a hot ticket, right? So. And as people, I had conversations with professors from universities, from research places, from obviously property managers. So pretty cool.
And I think the most successful leaders in this industry have managed properties or have been on the ground and done it, gotten their hands dirty. You also have some deep experience managing properties. Share a little bit about your business.
So I've started about 13 years ago working in the industry. First job was front desk check-ins, man, so you'll learn everything about it doing that, I'll tell you, on a weekend. So I was able to kind of get my feet wet and then acquire my own business about 3 years ago. So now we manage about 300 properties on the coast of North Carolina, and it's roll your sleeves up, get it done kind of work.
And because you are on the ground, because you do have a lot of stake, you put the stake in stakeholders, you also are susceptible to the risks and the threats of this industry. Share real quickly a big learning experience that came to your part of the world not so long ago.
Yeah, so we, it's always in the back of your mind, but hey, it's never going to happen, right? So hurricanes, we're pretty much crosshairs for hurricanes in the Atlantic. And Hurricane Florence came through beginning of September of this year and just punched us right in the mouth. So we've I would say 75% of our properties had damage, some significant, some obviously not so significant, but it was a big learning lesson for us as far as communication goes, as far as operations, and really just disaster relief.
And there were other places that were hit a lot harder, and there are plenty of other places around the world these past few years that have, historically, that have just been really, really hit hard by these natural disasters. There's an element of your business that gives you a little bit of relief, if you will, and it's trip insurance.
Right.
How long have you been using trip insurance?
Forever. And North Carolina is a little bit unique because we have a law on the books that says, as a property manager, if we offer the guest travel insurance and they decline, then legally we do not have to refund the money. Now, in practice, that's a little difficult to do, right? However, folks know that they know, especially this time of year, what the risks are. So our take rate on travel insurance, luckily during this period, was just over 50%.
What is a take rate?
So how many people actually bought travel insurance, right? So how many people bought it before they came, and what travel insurance does, it covers them in the event of a mandatory evacuation in these instances, and a host of other really good things, right? So you're not spending a couple $100 when you come to our area for a weekend. You're going to spend $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. That's a big ticket item. And frankly, the cost of the insurance is a really good risk mitigation tool that we really try to get people to take.
And is that just built into your booking process?
It is. It's pretty slick nowadays. We have to offer them the choice. That's the Department of Insurance rule. So yes, no. It used to be an opt-out So it was already built in and you had to decline. That's since changed a little bit, but it's still not, or we don't maybe do a big enough educational lessons around it because still 50% of the people didn't buy it.
And that means to a traveler that they're able to, or the ones who do sign up, means that they are able to recover the money. And as the host, that means that you are off the hook for any cancellations.
Yeah, so I mean, if they have travel insurance, it's beautiful, right? So they submit their claim, we give them the details, money gets paid back, everybody wins. Homeowner keeps their money, the guest gets their money back, and we keep our fees. And in our business, we can't get loss of business income insurance. We could. It might cost me my entire business to try to get it somewhere, but because we don't own the physical assets, right? We own the building, maybe my office, but if that gets destroyed, I don't really care. I can go work in a trailer somewhere. So, but if the property that we manage gets damaged, we have no claim on that from a homeowner insurance policy. So,
I'd like to take a quick moment to share a little vignette that I keep coming back to. And it's the vacation rental movement like a parade that's coming through town. As independent owners and managers, we can either jump in and join the action, or we can watch it pass by. And as you can hear from this conversation, joining in on the parade means innovating, adopting new technology, and doing things that haven't been done before. This podcast would not be possible without the support of Point Central, a company that epitomizes innovation. Their property automation services like smart locks and smart thermostats allow us to focus on the highest value jobs, in the process delivering a more seamless experience to the people that we work with. Head over to pointcentral.com/VRMB to learn more. That's pointcentral.com/VRMB. Thanks to the Point Central team for their leading role in our proud vacation rental parade. Now let's get back to the show.
So this is especially important to us compared to, let's say, hotels.
it's gigantic. Hotels don't have that issue because they own the physical asset. So we just make sure that we do as much as we can up front to the guests to educate them. Hey, here's the risk. In fact, if you select no on our website, another pop-up comes and says, are you sure? So and I think after something like this, you'll start seeing a little bit more emphasis put on it, even from the guest side.
And it's also just makes me as the host a little more comfortable if something does happen and I am accused of not refunding money. I said, I presented you 2 opportunities, including a pop-up to sign up, and you passed.
That doesn't prevent bad reviews on Facebook.
Understood.
But yes, you're right. Exactly. It's like you're giving them the opportunity, right? So this is your decision. And we try to convey that in a much softer tone, obviously, but it's their decision. And don't think, from a guest perspective, a lot of them think they're protected with a credit card. That's not usually the case, right? So in our instances, it's a real estate transaction. We have leases and agreements and contracts, and we've had chargebacks for people that didn't get travel insurance, and we've won every one of them. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, you're now how many months after the storm?
We're about, a solid month and a half.
And looking back at that decision to use this trip insurance, I'm guessing it makes a huge difference.
It's saved us not only from this, but as well as from a everyday product. We also make money selling the product too. So
talk very briefly about that. How does that work?
So we actually have an insurance license, and we sell the insurance product and make a commission on it.
And if you don't have an insurance license, or if you're located somewhere other than North Carolina, is that still a profitable venture?
Everywhere. Yep.
How much can you make off a?
Oh, I can't go into that.
Oh, okay. Portion? Is it a portion of a booking?
It's a percentage of the premium that's sold. Yep.
Interesting. So that's another sort of potential revenue stream.
Yep. 100%. Yep.
I'd like to try to summarize what I just learned for myself primarily. And if I miss anything, please let me know. Starting from the very beginning, you realized that there was a potential gap in accountability should a guest cancel, whether it was for a natural cause or something that was not natural. And choosing to use a trip insurance backup almost, and presenting your guests with that opportunity, in some cases 2 times, not only help them make the right decision and protect their own investment, which is the vacation of a lifetime, big ticket item, but it also protects you in the case that they come complaining afterwards, and as a small business owner, you otherwise would not be able to sustain that kind of threat when a big storm or natural disaster takes place.
That's right. That's our fail-safe right now. from an insurance perspective. So,
And what do you tell people to go out and do as their first step if they're not currently using it?
yeah, I would recommend giving a call to a CSA or a Red Sky or a Travel Guard and see if that's something that you could offer your guests as well.
And anyone can do that. Can be one property or
Yeah, pretty much. I
1,000?
think there's products out there for anybody, for individual homeowners. Now, so HomeAway VRBO will sell a stripped down product through their platform as well at the time of booking. So check into that. But I would suggest you try to offer your guests something more personalized, like for your area. So definitely look into that. Yeah.
And should this be an industry standard?
Yes, it's a no-brainer. I mean, it's not a mandatory thing, right? So, from a guest perspective, and I'm guilty of not buying it, right? Everybody's guilty of it. But, I just lost $1,000 on plane tickets because of the storm. I was supposed to go to Florida, kicking myself, so there you go.
Should have bought traveling.
Should have bought traveling. I'm going to get my money back somehow, I promise.
Even if it takes Facebook.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks for that insight. And I think people will really enjoy that. If you're not using trip insurance, get on it. Do it now before you're sorry.
And to close, just a quick reminder of who made this episode possible. It's Point Central, the property automation experts of our industry. Head over to pointcentral.com/VRMB to learn more. And when you use that page, you'll become eligible for free HVAC analytics, which tells managers when the HVAC starts to misbehave before our guests get upset. This also makes property owners happy by taking care of the problem before it becomes too expensive. And if you're feeling cheerful, please also consider writing us a quick review in your podcast app. We read every single one of them, and we pass them along to our esteemed guests. This industry is growing up quickly, my friends. This industry is unlocked.